Bread takes patience.
I get up when you get down to this. Keep cool, but still get loud to this. When it drops, just can't deny. The mic turned off, but I'm amplified. So if you wanna ride.
Today you will need 1/3 of a cup of warm whole milk, 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast, 4 eggs, 3 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/3 of a cup of sugar, 1 1/2 sticks of butter. So to begin, I'm going to combine a few things. I have my flour here, and I'm going to add my salt and my yeast. Make sure when you add it all in that the salt isn't really touching the yeast because it will kill it when it starts to activate. Next, into my mixing bowl, I'm going to put my warm milk, which I just warmed up in the microwave. Dip your finger in and it feels kind of warm to your touch. Then it's the perfect temperature. So add it right into your bowl. And then I'm also going to add my eggs. Now I'm going to mix this together with the hook just until the eggs are broken apart and mixed with the milk. Now I'm going to add all of my dry ingredients, flour, my salt, and my yeast, and mix this until it forms a dough. As it starts to form a singular dough, sprinkle in my sugar as it mixes. Every time you add a little bit, wait for it to pick it all up. So once it's incorporated all of the sugar, take our butter, which is super soft, and just add it in chunks. Sort of slapping the sides of the bowl. And then you have your brioche dough. From here, we're going to take it out of the bowl and we're going to transfer it into a large Tupperware. You want a Tupperware that's approximately twice the size. So I'm going to leave this out at room temperature just until it's doubled in size, so it's going to be pretty much filling the whole thing. Then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator overnight. Then tomorrow we'll form our monkey bread. 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar, 1/2 cup of light brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, 1/4 cup of water, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 stick of butter, 4 ounces of chocolate chips. So I refrigerated my dough overnight. In the morning, it looks like this. Set it aside, let it warm up a little bit. It's pretty cold from being in the fridge all night. Next, I'm going to combine my sugar, cocoa powder, and my cinnamon and give these a whisk together. Just so it's nice and even. Then set that aside. Then I'm going to take 1/2 of my stick of butter, melt it in the microwave, and I'm going to add to it my brown sugar, give it a little whisk, and my water. And whisk it together, break up any chunks. Then I'm going to take my pan. I'm going to use a bundt pan. You could use just a regular cake pan. I'm just going to try and use all of this dough, which is probably going to be like double as much as I need. So, bundt pan, I'm going to pour my sugar mixture into it. Then set this aside. Now I'm gonna melt my other half of the butter. Take your dough and just grab small balls of it. And roll them into balls. Just about like this big. 1 1/2 to 2 inches. Roll it into a ball between my hands. Then I'm gonna take my finger, I'm gonna put a little hole, take my chocolate chips, just grab like 3 of them and put them right in the hole. Just push them in, close it up, roll it again. And then take our finished ball. So we have to let our dough proof before we bake it, but doing it while it's already prepared and all the stuff is not really gonna work that well. So I'm gonna take some cake pans and I just spray them with some Pam, which Tank is attempting to lick off the floor as usual. And I'm gonna take my prepared ball and just put it right in. I'm gonna take them and I'm gonna cover them with plastic and just set them somewhere pretty humid. And with the plastic, it'll help to sort of make it nice and humid in there. And then they should puff up. We want them to be not quite twice the size of what they are now. So once they're all proofed, a little bit larger, and when you press, it still leaves an indentation, but not too much. Now I'm gonna take one of my proofed balls, put it in the butter, just to coat it. Then I'm gonna roll it in the sugar, cocoa mixture, and then put it right into our prepared pan. These are gonna go into a 350-degree oven. They're gonna bake for about 45 minutes, just until the top is nice and browned. So when it comes out of the oven, it looks like this. You press on them, they'll spring back and they feel pretty firm, but still a little bit doughy. We're gonna invert it onto a plate. So without burning yourself, take the plate, put it on top of the bundt pan, then grab the edges and flip it. Moment of truth. Oh, kind of fell apart a little bit. Thanks a lot for baking with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Hot sticky sugar butter all over your hands.